What's up, everybody? I'm back. Mac from MacTheMovieGuy.com, knocking out these movie reviews. Yes, you're gonna see me dressed in the same thing for a while because I literally saw a bunch of films at the same time. So right before the Oscars, I decided to watch Coda one more time. I think it was like a good luck charm that allowed it to win Best Picture. But I realized I don't have a review of Coda on my channel. So this is sort of a review of Coda. This is the second time I've seen Coda. So this is not the same thing as if I had seen it just cold the first time through. However, I did love it the first time through, and my grade would not change because I cannot move it up more than what I got, so would not move it up. So I am a blind film critic, so if you're new to my channel and you're like, oh, review of Coda by this random dude, welcome. Maybe you'll learn something about audio description in the process. So here's what we got. Coda's amazing. If you haven't seen it yet, please check it out. It's on Apple TV+. It just won Best Picture, Best Adapted Screenplay, and Best Supporting Actor for Troy Kotsur, in a performance that's really hard for a blind and visually impaired audience to fully enjoy. I did watch Coda the second time around with somebody who was sighted, and they were pointing out to me some of the things that Troy was doing, some of the choices he was making that are not in the audio description, which was kind of frustrating to me because I would have really loved to enjoy his performance more the first time around when he was nominated for supporting actor. I just couldn't because other than one word that he utters, it's a total nonverbal performance from him. So all we're getting is translation and audio description, and I can't see his performance. I can't see his facial expressions and how great he is. And I'm sure he's amazing. I've heard nothing but good things about Troy Kotsur. But there was a scene where he asks her to sing, and I guess he puts his ear sort of to her neck or throat, and that was missed in the audio description. And I thought that was a really nice, sweet moment when somebody told me what was going on. But the fact that I needed an actual living human being to tell me that instead of the audio description was a little disheartening, because sometimes when I'm grading audio description, I don't know what it is that I'm missing. So I'm trying to grade it from the perspective of, did I understand the film? Was I able to follow it? Was I able to understand the characters? But I don't know what I'm missing. So this is one of those examples of that's something I missed, and I felt like I could have experienced that, and I could have experienced Troy's performance more if I had been given more of the nuances of his performance. But when you just lay out the basics, when you just give us building blocks and not the totality of something, then that's what we're left with, is just just this very surface introduction to a character. It's the little touches that these actors put in that ends up getting them these nominations. And the nuances that we got out of Troy's character, and also Marlee Matlin and the actor that plays Leo in the film, I feel like those were lost. So I can't give this film necessarily a total thumbs up on English audio description. Now, having sat through it with somebody who could see, that was trying to help fill in the gaps along the way, I was realizing that there were some things that I was missing that were not in the audio description, which can be frustrating. But I would never know that unless I was watching it with a sighted individual, which doesn't always happen. I can't, constantly for all of my reviews have a sighted individual with me at all times to tell me whether or not the audio description is working. It's a two-pronged system. A sighted person would be able to tell me if I had missed anything in the audio description, because they'd be able to hear it and they'd be like, oh, the audio description didn't just tell you about that. But from my perspective as somebody who would normally watch it, because a lot of us have to be able to watch stuff by ourselves, the question is, can you follow it with the audio description? Do you get lost is a good, that kind of thing from our perspective. So there's two different answers to that question. The answer to the question is, the first time I saw this, I was able to follow the film. I just wasn't fully able to appreciate the performances of the deaf actors. Second time around, I had a sighted individual kind of filling in some of the gaps to me. And I thought the moment, especially with Troy, pulling that out was really well done. There is a moment in the audio description where it says he puts his hand to her chest. But apparently he's also putting his ear like in the same area so that he can feel the vibrations of her singing. And I just thought that was a great moment, and we got half of it. So it's a mixed bag, but the film is great. It's best picture. It was one of my best pictures. Honestly, I could have flipped a coin between West Side Story and Coda and been totally fine. With either of those films winning, or either of those films being my best picture of the year. It just, that's what it came down to for me. We're between those two films. And I think maybe if I had been able to really fully capture what Marley and Troy brought to the film with all their acting expertise, maybe I would have put Coda above West Side Story as my best picture of the year. I don't know, but I love Coda. Please go see Coda. Well, you can't really go see it. Just subscribe to Apple TV Plus and see Coda. If it winning Best Picture doesn't interest you enough to see Coda now, I don't know what will. So it's a great film. It was great when I saw it back in August. I saw it back, I want to say, okay, so there were the people who got in on ground floor at Sundance when it first popped. I saw it when it first came out on Apple TV Plus, and I loved it. And I was talking about Coda way back then. So the people who are getting on board to Coda now and are now talking about it, kudos to you. Thank you for joining. But I've been talking about this film since August. So I realize I'm not a founding member because I didn't see it at Sundance. But I've been here for a while talking about how great Coda is, and it's a fantastic film. I don't understand how Emilia Jones was not nominated for an Academy Award. It's even more frustrating now that it's a Best Picture winner, and she's the main character, and she carries the entire film and has to do so much, and they didn't nominate her. So would have been really nice for the Oscars to swap her in for, I don't know, literally anybody else in that category, except Jessica Chastain, who deserved to be there. So that's it. That's my review of Coda. I'm giving it an A. I would have given it an A before. It's a perfect film. I love it. There's nothing I would change. It's got so much heart. One of my favorite films of the year. Probably will go on to be one of my favorite films of all time. And I will remember this film for years. I might even end up rewatching it. I've already seen it twice, so I don't know how many times I'm going to end up rewatching Coda. Who knows? But please watch it. Please, 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 please watch Coda. These films that champion accessibility and inclusivity, that put actors with disabilities in the forefront and actually cast people with disabilities, give all disabilities hope, including blind actors who I'm sure would love to be in projects like Coda. I'm sure they would love to have a Coda one day with blind actors. So maybe the success of Coda will lead to more films like that. So the win of Troy Kotsur is a win for all communities that are traditionally marginalized in casting calls. So please continue to support Coda. Beautiful film. For more of me, you can like and subscribe. You can check out my website, macthemovieguy.com. And don't forget to check out the audio description project for more titles that have audio description. Yeah, until next time. Your assignment is to watch Coda. And apologize to Emilia Jones for not nominating her on her Oscar. Okay, bye!